say this is probably one of the most beautiful, picturesque places we've been right here.
Picturesque?
Picturesque, is that a word?
I don't think so. You want to go down on that? You want that on the video?
You can edit that.
My name is Alden Rex. We are at Miller Motorsports Park in Larry Miller's favorite part of the world, which is the museum. We've got probably the finest collection of Ford GT40s in the world.
Watching these run at Le Mans made me a GT40 fan and made me decide that at some point in my life I was going to get involved in sports car racing. Well, I grew up as an aviation guy and still am. So when I was 12 years old, when this car was running at Sebring, I was already working odd jobs, getting money put away to take flying lessons. I spent 30 years as an airline captain, and although that gets you pretty comfortable with speed and high technology things, it's an environment where you're fairly conservative. And in the race car, I find sometimes I'm driving and it feels pretty comfortable, like I'm getting better at this. And then I got to tell myself, if it feels comfortable, it's too slow. If it's comfortable, you need to be on the gas more, sliding around the turn, higher speeds. You're always on the ragged edge of it sliding. If you're not on that ragged edge, you're too slow. Still an Airbus captain, but I'm on leave of absence right now. One difference is you always have the sense of speed in the car because your eyes are 2 feet off the ground and the stripes are going by full speed ahead, everything on the sides going by. You're always aware of the speed in the car. In the airplane, you're aware of it on takeoff and landing when you're right by references, and you're aware of it in one scenario that's really a lot of fun, leveled off right above a cloud deck where you're maybe a foot above it and you have the clouds going by fast. It's absolutely beautiful. But most of the time in the bigger airplane, you really don't have the sensation of speed because there's no reference going by. You can read on a gauge, okay, 560 miles an hour, but there's no reference for your eyeball to latch onto when the ground's a long ways away, so it appears to move slow. The car, you're always very much attuned to it. The G-forces are probably less in the car, but the changes in the G-force are continuous, always changing. The airplane that we used to fly air show stuff with is comfortable up to about 6 Gs. You can loop it as about 4.5. You can roll it and not feel any Gs at all. You can roll it so smooth you don't even feel it. But our car will be sliding at about 1.7 or 1.8 Gs. But you're going from G's one side to the other. It's always changing, so it's not as smooth and stable as the airplane is because it's the nature of it, short tracks and turning. Take it to Bonneville, it'd be a different thing.
horrendous damage, but enough to put us out of the race, unfortunately.
I stopped drifting out in turn 6 to leave room for that Porsche Spider. At that point, the Audi tried to pass me on the inside, and he couldn't make it work. It's probably too tight a turn for him, but he lost it a little bit, flipped the front of our car, went right on across and off the track, put him out of the race. Now the chassis of the car is awfully tough. Even in my crash at Sebring, we didn't bend the chassis. That's a good thing because there aren't very many of them out there. If we start bending stuff like that, we're going to have to start fabricating it. I want to show you one thing. The race hadn't even been over for an hour and the car is back being a four-wheel automobile, ready to roll in the trailer and head back to the shop. The guys we have working here are an amazing bunch. Without them, we would not have got to this level. Without them, we wouldn't be here. So I take my hat off to them. You can see how quick they are. This car is already pretty much ready to go.